hexes, which is my view about psychedelics in general. Yes, they give you a big burst of energy, but most of it you lose. So then we're finite in energy, so you get a temporary or a brief experience of lots of energy, but you can't contain it, direct it, or ground it. So it just disperses out into infinity, and you're just, you've got that much less energy, life force to live your life thereafter, and then you have to replenish, restore, and heal the disrupted or frazzled cells, including or especially brain cells. So anyway, in the comment that stood out, I tried to sneak a peek at my hair there, unconsciously, on the AM Bite chat thing on YouTube was, I do marijuana all the time, it's making my brain evolve. And psychedelics too, mushrooms, I mean, this belief now that these drugs, these chemicals, these substances are good, that they're good for us physically, even. I just thought, what am I doing talking to people like this? I mean, I don't mean people like this as in I'm condemning these people, but I mean somebody whose worldview is so far removed from mine that I can only see it as profoundly delusional, disconnected from all reality, rightly or wrongly. I got nothing to say to that person, but they might not agree, and so that could generate problems, because they might actually like some of the things I'm saying, and then I have reached an audience or reached an individual who I don't need to reach. I mean, it's not going to help either of us. It might help them, I suppose. I suppose it might help me. But, I mean, I don't have time. I don't have time to get past that kind of delusional perspective. That person's on a different road. They're where I was 30 years ago, let's put it that way, although I never had illusions about marijuana to that extent. If somebody's still defending drugs unequivocally and saying they're a good thing and not recognizing the harm they do to the body, then sorry, that's just denial. They harm the body. I will stand my ground on that one, and I won't even go near the fence. In fact, I've burned the fence down on that one. All drugs harm the body, and that's inseparable from why they get us high. That doesn't mean that they can't be used medicinally, because there's lots of medicines that harm the body, but they provide relief. There's even the possibility of, I suppose, but this is not very holistic, healing one aspect of our being at the cost of another. That's more like, I mean, we use the term self-medication, what really means self-anesthetizing. So I'm certainly not denying that drugs are medicinal in that sense. They definitely work as anesthetics. I don't think they could work to heal, but I might leave an unknown area there for consciously used power plants, by natives who are immersed in that culture and really know what they're doing, if there's any of them still around, which I would question even, but certainly that you or I are going to be able to find those true shamans who know what they're doing in today's Burning Man world is close to zero, I would say. We might be guided though, so then it might be close to 100% if we're guided. And that's the thing about culture as well. Only off drugs can you really discern reality. It's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because it's so obvious, but sobriety is necessary for consciousness to interact with reality directly. But there's so many ways to get around the obvious there. oh, well, they're natural, they're part of nature, the earth gave them to us, and so on and so forth. But it's all self-contradictory, because the only reason to take psychedelics and drugs and marijuana is because they change our consciousness. That's the point of taking them. So the fact that they change our consciousness means that we're not experiencing the reality of the body as it is naturally configured. We're altering it. So yes, we might experience things, we do experience things we couldn't normally experience, but so what? That's the question. Why? How is it useful? And yes, at a certain point, it's back to the body without. And then, well, there's going to be a detoxification process that has to occur because of all the stuff we put in the body. No wonder people don't stop taking the damn things. Anyway, I didn't mean to talk about drugs so much. It's just that, I mean, that is a compelling subject. Maybe it's a sort of acid test or a litmus test in terms of how willing we are to be in the body as it is, you know, as it feels, without mood alterance.